Hey everyone, welcome back to Solo Party. My name is Kane, and we are back with Act 2 for our Silent Ascension 2 run. Let's go ahead and roll for our boss. And a 5 means we'll be facing the champion. Now let's look at our first encounter. And we draw on the Centurion. We get a gold, a potion, and a card reward for defeating it. It has 15 starting health. It has the Fury ability. Whenever the Mystic in this row dies, put a Strength on the Centurion and only take the top action. So we summon a Mystic to go along with the Centurion, and whenever the Mystic dies, then the Centurion is going to strengthen up and then just only attack. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Mystic here. It's got 12 health. It can either attack and weaken, strengthen all enemies as the last action, so they won't gain that before they attack, or all enemies will heal 3. All right, let's start this off with drawing our 7 cards. We got Survivor, Strike, Corpse Explosion, Deadly Poison, Riddle with Holes, and our extra 2, Dagger Spray, and Dagger Throw. Okay, a lot of our good cards here. So let's see what we're going to get on the die. And a 4, so that means the Mystic will be strengthening everyone, and the Centurion will be giving 3 block to the Mystic. So we're not getting attacked this turn, so we can go offensive. So we're going to start by spending 1 energy on a Dagger Throw. That's going to deal 2 damage to the Mystic, taking it to 10. We'll get to draw a card, which is a Defend, and then we'll discard a card, and we will just go ahead and get rid of that Defend. We're not being attacked. Let's finish doing our relics here. Our loaded die for 4 gives us 1 block. Nilri's Codex lets us trigger our draw, so we'll get 1 more card here. And it's just another Defend, so it wouldn't matter what order we drew those. We also get another 2 from Oddly Smooth Stone, putting us at 3 block, and then we get to deal 1 damage with the boot, so we'll ping the Mystic, taking it to 9. We'll go ahead and spend 1 energy on a Dagger Spray, which will deal 3 damage to each, so the Centurion will go down to 12, and the Mystic will go down to 6. Then I think we'll go ahead and remove a cube from our Holy Water, and that will gain us 1 energy, so we're up to 2. And we'll spend those 2 on a Corpse Explosion to put 2 poison onto the Mystic. And then we will attach the card to it as a reminder. Once the Mystic is defeated, then we'll deal 6 damage to the row and discard Corpse Explosion to be used again. So then we end our turn. The Mystic takes 2, putting it at 4, and we will clean up. At the start of the turn, the Centurion will go first, and it will give 3 block to the Mystic. And then the Mystic will strengthen each of them. Okay, so it'll go back to us. Our energy's back at 3, our block back down to 0. We'll draw 5. Upgraded Defend, Tactician, After Image, Strike, and Defend. Okay, not a great draw this turn. Let's see if we can get anything extra from the die. And a 3 doesn't do anything good for us, but that means the Mystic is going to be strengthening again, and the Centurion will be attacking us for 4 because of the strength. So we will be spending 1 energy on our upgraded Defend to give us 2 block. 1 energy on a regular Defend to put us to 3 block. And I think this fight will end sooner rather than later, so we'll just go ahead and get some damage out and spend our last energy on a Strike to take the Centurion down to 11. We'll end our turn. Poison does go through block, so that will take the Mystic down to 2 remaining HP, so even if we do nothing to it the next turn, it will be defeated. And now we can clean up. At the start of the turn, we will remove the block from the enemies. And then the Centurion will attack us for 4. We have 3 block, so we go down to 0 and then take 1 HP, putting us at 7. And then the Mistling... Sorry, I've been playing Dragon Eclipse, so I've got Mistlings on the mind. And then the Mystic will strengthen everyone. Okay, so then it goes back up to us with our 3 energy, 0 block, and we'll draw. We got a Neutralize, a Strike, our Clumsy Curse, another Strike, and another Defend. Okay, all of our basic cards at the bottom there. And we'll roll. Okay, and we got 6, so that means the Centurion will be giving block to the Mystic, but that's not going to matter because the Mystic is going to die here, and this will heal, but they will die before they get to heal, so that's wonderful. A 6 for us, however, will trigger the boot, so 1 more damage to the Centurion takes it to 10. And then we can trigger a Die Relic ability with the loaded die of something else, and I think we want to draw another card. So we need to shuffle our discard pile. Okay, actually, we don't need to risk it with a draw. Let's just go ahead and trigger the boot again. That will take the Centurion down to 9. Then we play our Neutralize, and then spend 2 energy on 2 strikes for a total of 3 damage and a weak, but we're not even going to place the weak because when we end our turn here, the 2 poison on the Mystic goes off, killing it, which will trigger the corpse explosion, dealing another 6 to the Centurion and defeating it as well. So as a reward, we will gain 1 coin. We'll get a potion, which is a block potion. That's very good. We need a little more defense, I think. And we'll get a card reward. And so something I hadn't been doing on the Ironclad run was your normal card reward deck does get shuffled between acts. Nothing else does, but your normal card reward does. So let's see what we got here. A Deflect, Outmaneuver, or Terror. Okay, I still don't think we're really built for Terror. We're not going to take that. Outmaneuver here is a skill. It retains, which means we won't discard it if it's in our hand at the end of the turn. And it says, when played, if you retained this last turn, gain 2 energy. Okay, so that actually could be really good to get us some more energy. Or a Deflect, which is 0 cost and just gives us a block or +1 block if we have a Shiv. And okay, so this would give us a reason to not immediately play all of our Shivs from a Riddle with Holes. And I know I said I think we need a little more block, but we got that block potion to help us out a little bit longer. I think I want to keep this outmaneuver because we also need energy. And being able to hold onto that for a big turn with our Riddle with Holes or our Corpse Explosion could be great. Okay, so looking at the paths we have available to us, I don't like them very much because I really want to get both of these campsites here to upgrade some cards, but there's also a bunch of elites on that side too. And okay, looking at our pathing situation, I think I'm wanting to hit both of these campfires here and probably go for both of these elites as long as we don't mess up too bad in these combats. So let's go ahead and go to the right here and see our first event. The Colosseum. You're knocked unconscious and awaken in the underbelly of a Colosseum. Do you want to warm up the crowd or be the main event? One choice for the party. So we can warm up to just fight an encounter, or we can main event fight an elite. And well, I think while we've got this much HP, let's go ahead and fight elite. We're coming up on a campsite, so we can rest if we need to. Let's try to get some more relics. And our first elite is... okay, the Book of Stabbing. All right, so let's get started with our opening hand of 7. We have our upgraded Defend, our Curse. I guess it's okay. We'll get that out of the way early. A Strike, another Defend. I'd love to see something other than our starting cards. Okay, our Corpse Explosion, and a Dagger Spray. We are off the jump being attacked for 3. So we're going to spend 1 to give ourselves 2 block. And hopefully we roll a die here. 4 or 5 to give us another block would be great. Okay, a 2 does let us draw an extra card for a strike. We will spend 1 more energy for another basic defend, putting us up to 3. So we do at least fully block this turn, and we'll go ahead and spend 1 cube off of Holy Water, putting us up to 2 energy, and spend both of those for our Corpse Explosion. And that'll give the Book of Stabbing 2 poison, and we'll end our turn. So the 2 poison will trigger, and it'll go down to 33. Our Curse will exhaust from our hand. And then the Book of Stabbing will attack us for 3, and we will fully block, and it will gain a strength. Now we'll draw another 5 cards, and we have our After Image, our Survivor, our Defend, Dagger Throw, and an Outmaneuver. We'll start by spending 1 for our After Image, going down to 2. We'll spend another 1 on our Dagger Throw to deal 2 damage, taking it down to 31. We'll get to draw a card, which is a Strike. And we're definitely not going to be playing that, so we'll go ahead and discard the strike to trigger our After Image and gain us 1 block. We will then spend our last energy on a Survivor, which will give us 2 block, going up to 3, and then we'll discard our other basic Defend to trigger After Image again to give us 4 block. I forgot to move this down, but it is attacking us for a total of 4 this time. And we're going to retain Outmaneuver, so that's going to stay in our hand. And we end our turn dealing 2 more damage from poison, taking it down to 29. And we'll clean up. Book of Stabbing attacks for a total of 4, and we block it all. So we'll draw our next hand of 5. We have our Outmaneuver in our hand as well. So we have Riddle with Holes, Deadly Poison, Defend, Neutralize, and Defend. We will, of course, need to give Book of Stabbing 1 more strength from that last attack and move the cube up. So we are being attacked for 5 this turn currently. We will start with a neutralize to take it to 28 and a weak. So now we're only being attacked for 4. Let's go ahead and roll our die. And a 1 does not do anything for us. We're going to spend 1 energy on a deadly poison. So that will take the Book of Stabbing up to 3. And we will spend our last 2 energy on 2 basic defends, putting us up to 2 block, and we'll go ahead and spend our block potion to give us another 2, taking us to 4, meaning we'll be able to fully block again since Book of Stabbing is weak. So we'll end our turn, 3 damage, takes it down to 25, and we'll clean up. We're then attacked for 4, which we block through. Weak gets removed, and we'll start drawing our new hand. We got our Tactician on the bottom, and now we need to shuffle. All right, we need 4 more. Dagger throw, defend, defend, and riddle with holes. We roll our die. Okay, for 6, we'll trigger the boot, going down to 24 health. We are about to get attacked for 8 total, so I'll trigger Oddly Smooth Stone here to give us 2 block. Spend 1 energy on Dagger Throw to deal 2 damage, taking it down to 22. Draw a card, which is Upgraded Defend. And here I'll choose to discard our Tactician, which will exhaust it and give us another 2 energy, putting us up to 4. That will also trigger After Image, putting us up to 3 block. I will spend 1 energy on our Upgraded Defend for another 2 block, taking us to 5. I will spend another 2 energy for another 2 basic defends, taking us up to 7 block. And then I'll use our last Holy Water Cube to put us up to 2 energy so I can play... let's keep that, and I'll go ahead and use that outmaneuver we retained to gain another 2 energy this turn, which will let me play the Riddle with Holes and deal another 4 damage, taking it down to 18. And with that, we'll end our turn. Another 3 damage, takes it down to 15. And now the Book of Stabbing is attacking us for a total of 8. We have 7 block though, so we block through most of it, but taking 1 HP puts us down to 6. And then we also, because it has painful stabs, whenever we are dealt unblocked damage, we put a Dazed on top of our draw pile. And it'll gain another strength. So now attacking us for a total of 7. Not too bad, but we really want to be able to take it out here or next turn before it does a huge, it would be up to like a 12 damage attack. So we are counting down the time right here. Let's see what we get. Of course, our Dazed, a Neutralize, a Survivor, and a Defend, and a Dagger Spray. Definitely not what we wanted. So we really want to roll a 2 or a 6 here to draw a card. Okay, a 1 isn't going to get us there. So we are being attacked for 7. We'll start with a Neutralize, taking it down to 14, and we'll weaken it. So now we're being attacked for 6. We'll spend 1 energy for a Survivor to give us 2 block, and then we have to discard a card. We are going to go ahead and discard our Dazed. Even though if it stayed in our hand, it would exhaust itself, we really need to be able to play our other 2 cards. So we'll spend another energy on a Defend, putting us up to 3, and then our last energy on a Dagger Spray, dealing 3 more damage, taking it down to 11. So then when we end our turn, After Image triggers as well from the discard, putting us up to 4 block. So now when we end our turn, 3 damage takes it down to 8. And then we're being attacked for 6. We have 4 blocks, so we take 2 damage, putting us down to 4 HP, and we get another Dazed on top of our draw pile. And okay, we need to do 5 damage here, and then the poison will take care of it. So let's see what we draw. Of course, our Dazed, Deadly Poison, Strike, Strike, and Strike. I think that's actually exactly it. Let's see here. Go up to 3 energy. We'll start by spending 1 energy on Deadly Poison, giving it 4, so we only need to do 4 damage. Let's roll our die. Okay, a 5 lets us gain 1 block from the loaded die and deal 1 damage with the boot, taking it down to 7. Okay, I think we actually needed that in order to make it. So then we spend 1 more energy on a Strike, dealing 1, taking it down to 6. We spend another energy on another Strike, putting it down to 5. And then we use our last Holy Water to gain 1 more energy and spend it on our Strike to deal 1 more. It has 4 poison, so we end our turn and defeat the Book of Stabbing. Okay, that was about to go really bad for us, but we came out on top. So we are going to gain another 2 gold, taking us up to 13 total. We get a Relic, which is Dolly's Mirror. So whenever we roll a 1, we get to trigger a Die Relic ability Okay, awesome. So now we have, I think, triggers on everything except a 3. And now we'll gain an upgraded card reward. We get to choose between a dodge and roll, golden ticket, or escape plan. And I mean, come on, we've got to see what the golden ticket is before we make our decision here. And it's going to be a bullet time. Let's see what the upgraded version of this is, because I think we're going to take that. 2 energy, you can't draw additional cards this turn. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand to 0. With our big 2-cost cards, that'll allow us to take even more. We are going to take the bullet time for sure here. And next up for us is a regular encounter versus the Chosen. Okay, so it's going to be putting a lot of days into our deck, but not nearly as bad as that Book of Stabbing just was. So only 14 health, I think, we'll be able to manage. All right, so the Chosen also summons a Cultist with it. So for this first turn, we are being attacked for a total of 2. And the Cultist will gain a Strength and we'll get a Dazed on top of our deck. And let's see our starting hand. We've got a Dagger Spray, our Curse again, a Strike, Defend, Neutralize, and our extra 2, another Strike, and another Defend. Okay, a lot of our basic cards here. Not a great opening hand. So we definitely would like to see a 2 or 6 to draw a card here. Okay, a 6. That's going to let us boot, and I think we will go ahead and start getting the Cultist down. Well, actually, in a sense, the Chosen does a lot more damage in less time than the Cultist. So we'll start with the Chosen, see if we can't get it down low enough, maybe put the Corpse Explosion on it to help out with the Cultist as well. And then with our 6, we are going to trigger the draw a card from our loaded die. And just another Defend. All right. So we'll start by playing a Neutralize to ping the Chosen again for 2, and it will gain a weak. So now we're only contending with 1 total damage coming in. We'll spend 1 energy on a Dagger Spray to deal 3 damage to each. That'll put the Chosen down to 9. And the Cultist down to 6. We'll spend 1 energy on a basic Defend to get us the 1 block we need. And we will spend our last energy on a basic Strike to the Chosen, taking it down to 8. And maybe this isn't good value, but let's go ahead and spend 1 of our Holy Waters to get an energy to play this last Strike onto the Chosen to put it down to 7. Because ideally, we kill it before it will be able to put these 2 days into our deck, because that's really going to hurt us for the following turn. So nothing to do at the end of turn, we'll just clean up. The Cultist attacks for 0, but puts a Dazed on our draw pile. And then the Cultist attacks for 1, but we will block that, and then it will strengthen. And it goes back to us, so we'll draw 5. Of course, we get our Dazed, a Corpse Explosion, Riddle with Holes, Tactician, and a upgraded Defend. So let's roll our die. Okay, a 1 is going to let us Dolly's Mirror. And this should be down here. I definitely think we could use some help with defense this time, so we're going to choose Oddly Smooth Stone to give us 2 block. I'll spend 1 energy to play our upgraded Defend, giving us another 2 block, putting us at 4. This weak is off. We are being attacked for 3 from the Chosen, 2 from the Cultist, so we're 1 shy of blocking it all. But we have no more Defend. So I think we definitely need to just spend our last 2 energy here for our Corpse Explosion. That will put 2 poison onto the Chosen, and we'll attach the card. And that's going to be for this turn. So this is going to exhaust itself. The end of turn, the Chosen will take 2, putting it to 5, and we'll clean up. We get attacked for 3 from the Chosen, taking us down to 1 block, and then we'll get 2 dazed on our draw pile. And then the Cultist will attack for 2. We have 1 block, so we take 1, taking us down to 3 HP, and then the Cultist strengthens again. So we really want to be able to do just 3 damage on this turn to get it within that poison range of it blowing up and killing itself and the Cultist. All right, so when we draw our new hand, we have, of course, the 2 dazed, and then outmaneuver, not very helpful. Okay, a dagger throw, and defend. Okay, so we do not have the damage we need here. If we roll a 4, 5, or 6, though, then we might just be able to do it. Okay, that's awesome. So we were at 5 because we need to get 3. So 5 from the boot will deal 1 damage, taking it down to 4. Okay, perfect. We will spend 1 energy to play our dagger throw, dealing it 2 damage, taking it down to 2. We draw a card, which is Deadly Poison. Okay, so even if we didn't get that, if we drew Deadly Poison and then played it, that would help. And then when we discard, it doesn't matter. We'll just discard our Defend. And we can just end our turn because when the 2 poison triggers here, that will trigger the Corpse Explosion, dealing another 6 here and defeating both enemies. So we're going to gain another coin from that, putting us at 14. Another potion. A fairy in a bottle. Okay, whenever our HP becomes 0, we instead set our HP to 2 and discard this item. All right, so I definitely feel like the way we've been playing, we're going to need that. And we get a card reward. Choosing between Flechettes, Infinite Blades, or a Piercing Wail. So I'm going to see how many skills I actually have in my deck real quick to see how valuable Flechettes might be. All right, so I don't think Flechettes is actually going to end up being that valuable. I mean, it's just better than a Strike typically, but it doesn't really play into what we're doing, and I'm really hoping to get something that's going to help us out more with Shivs. So I do think I want to take an Infinite Blades just to get us a Shiv generation at the start of the turn. Okay, next up is the campsite, and we are definitely resting. We're at 3 HP, so healing 6 puts us to full at 8. And then after that, we have another elite. We know it's not going to be the Book of Stabbing again, at least, so let's see here. All right, the Gremlin Leader. All right, so the Gremlin Leader has brought along the Mad Gremlin and the Sneaky Gremlin. We've got a lot of damage coming in this first round, a minimum of 6 total. So let's see what we can do about that. With our first hand, we drew our Outmaneuver, Riddle with Holes, Defend, Bullet Time, Strike, Neutralize, and Tactician. So let's roll here. Okay, a 2 is going to let us draw one more card, which is our Deadly Poison. Well, I think it's a no-brainer here. We're just going to go ahead and play our Bullet Time for 2 energy. And everything in our hand is going to cost 0 for this turn, but we cannot draw more cards. But we don't have any cards in our hand that draw us more cards. We will be retaining our Outmaneuver, so I'm just going to sit this here to remind myself. We'll start by playing our Riddle with Holes. I'm going to assign 2 of the Shivs to the Sneaky Gremlin, which will defeat it, meaning we still have 2 Shivs available to assign. And I don't really want to hit the Mad Gremlin with those. Or, well, yeah, I'll actually go ahead and assign the last 2 over to the Mad Gremlin. This will increase its strength, but as you're going to see, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. We'll spend, well, we're not spending inner energy because it's 0, but we'll play our Strike, putting it down to 2. And our Neutralize will do another 1. And I don't really want to have to do this, but that's just what it is. Put our Deadly Poison on the Mad Gremlin, so at the end of our turn, it will just die. And we will also get our Defend out for our 1 block. So our turn ends, the poison goes off, defeating the Mad Gremlin, and then we'll clean up. Now the Gremlin Leader will go and attack us for 3. We only have 1 block, so we take 2 HP damage, going down to 6. It's then going to gain itself a block and a strength. So now it's back to our turn. We'll draw 5. We get a Defend, Infinite Blades, Defend, Strike, and Defend. Okay, not great, but at least there is a big attack incoming. So it's attacking us for a total of 6. Let's see what we roll. Okay, a 4 is going to give us 2 block from Oddly Smooth Stone. It'll also deal 1 damage from the boot, taking it down to 34. It will take off the block. We also get 1 block from Loaded Die. And then Nilri's Codex will let us trigger a 2 ability, and its own is still the only one we have. So we get to draw 1 more card, which is a Defend. And of course, Outmaneuver is in our hand because we retained it. But I don't think we are going to need to use it this turn. We'll go ahead and spend 1 energy for our upgraded Defend to get 2 more block, putting us at 5. We'll spend 1 more energy to give ourselves another basic Defend, putting us up to 6 block. So we are now fully blocking. And we will spend our last energy to get out our Infinite Blades. So at the start of our turn, we're going to start gaining Shivs. And with that, we will end our turn and clean up. We are still retaining our Outmaneuver. And the Gremlin Leader will attack for 6, which we will fully block. And so now, at the start of its turn, whenever it activates, it's going to revive those dead gremlins. All right, so it's the start of our turn. We'll go ahead and draw our 5 cards. Survivor, Strike, Curse, Dagger Throw, and Corpse Explosion. We will then roll our die and gain our Shiv. Okay, great. So our 6 is going to deal 1 damage with the boot, taking it to 34. And with the Loaded Die trigger, I think I want to go ahead and draw another card. And we drew our Dagger Spray. So starting out for 1 energy, we'll go ahead and play our Dagger Throw. 2 damage takes it down to 32. I'll draw a card, which is a strike. And we don't need to defend this turn. There are no attacks, so I'll discard my Survivor. I'll spend 1 more energy on our Dagger Spray, which will deal 3 damage, taking it down to 29. And I don't want to use my Corpse Explosion on the Gremlin Leader because I think it's going to be more effective to play that onto like the Sneaky Gremlin, which will just immediately die because it only has 2 HP and then deal 6 to everything else. So I think I want to hold on to the Corpse Explosion and not play it here so it's stuck on the Gremlin Leader. So really all that's left for me to do, I'm going to spend my last energy on a basic strike to deal 1 more damage, taking it to 28. Then I'll end the turn and the curse will exhaust itself and I'll clean up. We're still retaining our outmaneuver. And so, when it activates, everything is going to revive, and we'll draw our next hand. Okay, so our after image was at the bottom, and we draw 4 more cards. Our Survivor, Basic Defend, Basic Strike, and Basic Defend. All right, not great. We'll roll our die and gain another Shiv. 3 is the only one we gain nothing from. That is disappointing. So we are being attacked for a total of 7 here, which is not wonderful. We'll go ahead and start by spending 1 energy for our after image. We'll spend another energy on a Survivor, which is going to give us 2 block. And we'll discard a Strike, which will give us another block because of after image. We'll gain 1 more energy from our Holy Water Cube, putting us at 2. And we will spend both of those last 2 energies for 2 basic defend, putting us at 5. And we will go ahead and use both of our Shivs to take out the Sneaky Gremlin. So at the end of our turn, we'll clean up. Then attacked by 1 for the Mad Gremlin, putting me down to 4. And then attacked for 4 from the Gremlin Leader, taking me down to 0. But we blocked it all. And the Gremlin Leader and the Mad Gremlin are both going to gain a Strength and a block. So I'll draw 5 cards. Deadly Poison, Bullet Time, Defend, Strike, and Tactician. Roll our die and gain a Shiv. Okay, so a 4 is going to gain us 1 block. We're going to get to draw a card from Nilri's Codex, which is a riddle with holes. That's good. We're going to get 2 from Oddly Smooth Stone, putting us at 3 block. And then we get to deal 1 damage with the boot. And I think we'll just go ahead and ping that off of the Mad Gremlin. And we have no ways to draw extra cards this turn, so we'll just play Bullet Time for 2 and reduce everything in our hand to 0 cost. So we'll play Riddle with Holes, which will max us out at 5 Shivs, and we're just going to use all of those to take out the Mad Gremlin. We'll then Defend, putting us up to 4 block. Strike, which will take off the block, which really doesn't do anything for us, but we'll play it. And then our Deadly Poison, we'll put 1 poison on the Grim Leader, so we'll end our turn, and it will go down to 27. We are really not putting a dent in the Gremlin Leader. This is going pretty rough for us right now, I would say. So now we can clean up. And we're attacked for a total of 7 from the Gremlin Leader. We have 4 block, so we take 3 HP damage, putting us at 3 HP. And let's see what we draw for this turn. We have our Corpse Explosion, Defend, Defend, Dagger Spray, and Dagger Throw. We are really getting a bunch of cards we don't need, or cards that we need on other turns, on turns we don't need them. Well, let's just see what we can do here. We'll gain our Shiv and roll our die. And a 3 is nothing. So we'll spend 1 energy on a Dagger Throw, dealing 2 damage, putting it at 25. We'll draw a card, which is a Strike. And we will just discard a Basic Defend, which will give us a block from After Image. We will spend 1 more energy on a Dagger Spray. Another 3 damage, takes it down to 22. And we will just spend our last energy on another Basic Strike, taking it down to 21. And we end our turn. The Poison takes it down to 20. We'll clean up our area. So Gremlin Leader is just going to revive everyone. And we'll draw our 5, so we get the last 2 cards in our deck, which is a Strike and a Neutralize, and then we'll shuffle and see what we get. And another 3 cards gets us Dagger Spray, finally on a turn when we can use it, Riddle with Holes, and a Basic Strike. All right, so we'll get another Shiv at the start of our turn, and we'll roll the die. Okay, a 4 gets us a total of 3 block, and then we also get to draw a card from Nilri's Codex, which is a Deadly Poison, and the boot will let us deal 1 damage. And we'll go ahead and put that 1 damage towards the Mad Gremlin, putting it at 4. We'll spend our first energy for the turn for a Dagger Spray, 3 damage, takes the mad gremlin down to 1 and kills the sneaky gremlin. And puts the gremlin leader at 17. Spending 1 shiv will defeat the mad gremlin. This is why I'm not bothering putting on the strength, by the way, for these attacks, just because I know I'm going to kill it soon. We'll then go ahead and neutralize the gremlin leader, taking it down to 16. And it gets a weaken, so now it's only attacking for a total of 6. I'll spend 1 energy for a deadly poison, putting it up to 2. And I'm going to use that last holy water cube to give myself another 4 shivs with riddle with holes, which maxes us out at 5. And I am going to go ahead and spend all 5 of those on the gremlin leader now to take it down to 11. That will end my turn. 2 more from the poison takes it down to 9. Clean up my area. And then the gremlin leader attacks me for a total of, 4 because of the weaken. Thankfully, because I only have 3 block and 3 HP, so that will mean I take 1 HP, putting me down to 2. And we really need to take care of it this turn. So let's go ahead and draw our hand. Oh, well, let's remove this weaken. And it does get a block and another strength. So that doesn't bode well for us. Let's draw up. Defend, Tactician, Dagger Throw, Survivor, and Defend. Okay, a defensive hand when we needed it at least. Roll our die and gain our shiv. Okay, a 6. That's wonderful. So a 6 means we trigger the boot, taking off the block. And I definitely think we need to play it safe. I don't know if we're going to have lethal on this turn, so we're going to use our 6 for the Oddly Smooth Stone to give us another 2 block. We'll spend our first energy for Survivor to gain 2 block, putting us up at 4, and then we will discard. We'll go ahead and discard Tactician just in case, so it will exhaust, but we'll gain another 2 energy, putting us at 4. Then we'll spend 1 energy going down to 3 for a Dagger Throw, 2 damage, takes it down to 7. We draw a card, which is Outmaneuver, not what we wanted to see. And then we discard a card. So I'll discard the Defend, putting me up to 5 because of After Image. Actually, no, that's a bad play with the energy we have and everything. We are actually going to go ahead and get rid of the Outmaneuver. We still go up to 5 because of that. And then we can spend 2 of our energy for both of those Defends, putting us up to 7 block. And we will go ahead and use our Shiv here to ping it for 1, taking it down to 6 HP, and we'll clean up our area. When we end our turn, it does take another 2 from poison, putting it at 4. And now it's going to attack us for 8, but we have 7 blocks, so we take 1 HP damage, and that puts us on our 1 HP. So we do still have Fairy in a bottle just in case, but surely we can take it out this turn. So let's go ahead and draw. We have a upgraded Defend. Okay, maybe not. Bullet time and Corpse Explosion. Okay, well, at least we can get it through the Corpse Explosion. We spend 2 energy, putting 2 more poison on it. That's a total of 4. We end our turn. It has 4 HP. The poison ticks it all the way down, and we win again on 1 HP. That's kind of been the silent story for this run. We are kind of 1 HP in a dream, a chip in a chair. We're still at the table. So we'll gain 2 coin. That puts us at 16. We are really ready for a shop now, but we're unfortunately going to have to go to this campsite instead of the shop. We also gain another relic, and we have our sundial. So whenever we roll a 2, we also gain 2 energy. And we get another upgraded card reward. So we have Cloak and Dagger, Distraction, and another golden ticket. So, I mean, sure, let's see what we get here. Okay, now in Venom here, oh, these are all really good with what we have. More Shiv and Defense. Distraction. Okay, this is a power. Once per turn, whenever we put a token on an enemy, gain 2 blocks. So once per turn when we poison or neutralize, but that's not, especially for 2 costs, that's not as common. But I mean, in Venom, all of our attacks also apply 1 poison. I think that's exactly what we want right now. That makes our Riddle with Holes even stronger. So we're going to take Envenom. And of course, it is upgraded too. So let's see what the upgraded is. I'm hoping for a lower cost. And yes, it is. Okay, so it is a 2 cost card now. So we'll be able to see it and play it much more often. All right, now hear me out. I know we said we needed to go to this campfire to rest. But if we do take that left path and hit that merchant, then we're just going to run into 2 events. And as long as both of those events don't require us to lose HP, we won't have any more fights until we get up to the campsite, hopefully. We already drew the Colosseum, which we know guarantees us to be in at least one fight of a kind. I'm hoping there's no more like that in Act 2. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I think we really need to go to this shop, start removing some of these basic cards again, and then, maybe we get some heals in the question marks too. I don't know, but I think we're going to risk it, and we're going to go left towards the merchant. All right, so I think this is a pretty easy shot for me. I think I know exactly what I want here. I'm going to start by spending 3 for card removal, and we'll get rid of another basic strike. Then for 2, we are going to buy this common card, Blade Dance here. You can see I've got my foil shiny version here. So 1 energy for 2 more shivs. Obviously, we're going with that, leaning into the kind of Envenom now, getting a lot of poison stacked up. We still have 11 gold remaining, and I'm going to spend 7 of that on Charon's Ashes. And so whenever we roll a 1 or 2, we can exhaust a card in our hand to deal 2 damage. So this is going to help us in combat to be able to at least thin out our deck with those basic cards that we don't want to see. And with 4 gold remaining, we have a lot of skills, and those are what we use for defense. So let's go ahead and just spend 2 more on a skill potion. That'll give us 3 potions. And so our next skill we can play twice if we ever need to get some more blocks, some extra poison or something like that. And that'll be it for the merchant. So let's go see what our event is. And we drew Old Beggar. An old beggar cloaked in fur reaches his hands out towards you. Spare some coin, child. So we can pay 2, which is the exact amount we have to remove a card, and I think we'll go ahead and do that. And of course, we are removing another basic strike. And now we have 1 more event. We are not going to that elite with 1 HP. We meet again. We meet again. It's me, Ranwid. Have any goods for me today? You don't know him. All right, so we can give him gold. So obviously we don't have 4, so we cannot do that. We can exchange. We can pay a relic to gain a relic. Not sure what I want to get rid of, really, so I don't think I'm going to do that either. I can give a card. I can remove a rare or uncommon card to gain a relic or leave and nothing happens. All right, let me consult the deck real quick. All right, and I think since we haven't been able to lean into discard synergies as much as I'd want to, and we have quite a few ways to get energy now, we're going to choose to remove Tactician from our deck in order to gain a relic. And it is Warpaint. Okay, we get to upgrade a Star to Defend and another skill, then discard this item. Okay, we saw this last time as well. So we had a lot of good options, including Corpse Explosion, but I think we want to choose Deadly Poison because now it's 0 cost, and we want to make sure we get our Poison engine going as fast as possible because our deck is kind of slow right now, so the more often we can guarantee to play this, the better. And finally, we hit the campsite before the boss. Healing for 6, unfortunately, doesn't take us all the way back to full health, but it does put us at 7 HP, and now we can set up for the champion. Okay, so I think we're actually pretty well equipped for this fight. Looking at what the champ's going to be doing in this first phase, we're going to be attacking for 4, then going to be weakening and strengthening, and then going to be attacking for 5 and shielding. So that's what it's going to be doing during the first phase, but whenever it reaches 0 HP, it's going to heal back to 40 per player, so just 40 for us, and then go into its second Fury mode. And at the start of that, it's going to remove all of its weak and vulnerable, and then it's going to alternate between attacking for 4 twice and gaining more strength. But if we can stack a lot of poison on it, it doesn't remove poison. So we can have a maximum of 30 poison. Now, I don't think we're going to get there with our deck, but it does top out at a lot. So let's go ahead and draw our first hand and see what we're going to do. We're starting with our After Image, Dagger Throw, Survivor, Riddle with Holes, Neutralize, Defend, and Defend. Okay, not a bad starting hand. We're going to go ahead and spend 1 energy for our After Image. Let's go ahead and roll the die as well, of course. And a 5. Okay, that's going to give us 1 block from our loaded die. 1 damage from the boot takes him to 39. Now we'll go ahead and neutralize for 0, taking him to 38 and a weak. So now we only have to contend with 3 incoming damage. We will spend 1 energy for our Survivor, putting us up to 3 block, and then we will discard a Defend, which will give us another block for After Image, putting us at 4, so we are fully blocking. We will then use 1 of our energies from Holy Water to play our Riddle with Holes, and we're actually going to hold on to these now, knowing that we have Envenom. So I'll just keep these up here by me, and now I can clean up my area. All right, so the champ is attacking for 3. I have 4 block, so that will take all of that, and then it will go down. And on its following turn, it's going to inflict us with weak and itself with strength. So let's go ahead and draw our next hand of 5. We have our Deadly Poison, Corpse Explosion, Envenom, Infinite Blades, and an upgraded Defend. All right, so a lot of good setup stuff. A good turn to get this too. Let's roll our die. And a 1 actually does do something for us now. Our Dolly's Mirror, we can trigger another die effect. And with everything we have in our hand, I'm going to trigger Sundial to gain us 2 energy, putting us at 5. And then we also have Charon's Ashes, so we can exhaust something in order to deal 2 more damage. And this isn't my favorite play, but I think I will go ahead and exhaust a basic, albeit upgraded Defend to deal 2 damage. Taking it to 36. Now I'll spend 2 energy to get out our Envenom. I will play our Deadly Poison for free to get our first poison going. Then I'll go ahead and spend 2 more energy for a Corpse Explosion to give it 2 more, putting it at 3. And I'll spend my last energy on an Infinite Blade. So I've got all 3 of my powers going right now. And then I am going to go ahead and spend all 4 of my shivs to deal 4 damage, taking it to 32. And that also puts another 4 poison onto the champ. So that's a total of 7 poison now. All right, now you can really see where we're going with this. So when we end our turn, that's 7 damage, taking it down to 25. And now I'll clean up my area. And the champ is going to weaken me, which is fine when most of our damage is going to start coming from poison now. And it will strengthen itself. All right, so back to us. We're going to draw up to 5. Basic Strike, Bullet Time, Basic Defend, Blade Dance, and Dagger Spray. So let's roll and gain a Shiv. So that's going to be 1 again. And now I'll just start keeping all my blades here. So for this, I'm going to do Charon's Ashes again and go ahead and exhaust this strike to deal 2 damage, taking it down to 23. And I will, because I have Bullet Time, let's go ahead and use Dolly's Mirror to trigger Nilri's Codex to get another draw. Okay, and it at least drew out our curse for this turn. So now we'll go ahead and just play our Bullet Time. Everything in our hand is free now. So we'll play our Dagger Spray, which will deal 3 instances of 1 damage. And now that's important because now we are down to 20, but that's also another 3 instances of poison. So now it is at a total of 10 poison. I'll then play my Defend to give myself 2 more block. Well, it's my only 2 block as a matter of fact. And then we will go ahead and Blade Dance. That will give me 2 more Infinite Blades for a total of 3. And I will go ahead and spend all 3 of those for another 3 damage and 3 poison. So 13 poison, and it's at 17 health. So now when I end my turn, my curse will exhaust. 13 damage takes the champ down to 4 HP for the first round. And then I am being attacked for 6, unfortunately. Only 2 blocks, so I do take 4 damage, putting me at 3 HP. Clean up my area, and I'll draw my next hand. Outmaneuver, Defend, and a Strike. Okay, not a great hand here. We've got to shuffle and draw up. All right, 2 more cards means Dagger Throw and Blade Dance again. I'll gain 1 Shiv and roll the die. Okay, a 3 is still the one thing we get nothing for. So we'll start by spending 1 to do a Dagger Throw, dealing 2 damage, taking it to 2. We'll draw a card, which is our Deadly Poison. And then we discard a card. Sorry, it should have gotten 3 block, which means 2 would have come off of there instead. So it is at 1 block. Then I'll go ahead and spend 1 energy on a Strike, which will remove the last block. I'm going to go ahead and play my Skill Potion to double up my Blade Dance. So that's going to give me a total of 5 shivs. I'll go ahead and use 4 of those to deal 4 damage. And then it immediately heals to 40. And we immediately move the cube into Fury mode. So now, instead of attacking, it's going to be removing Vulnerable and Weaken, but we're not going to be applying that. It also gains another 4 poison. Then we will still go ahead and spend our last Shiv to deal another damage, taking it down to 39. And gaining yet another poison. So it's at a total of 18 poison right now. Oh, sorry, wait. A total of 19 poison. And we'll use our deadly poison and we'll go ahead and make that a 20. So just like that, the power of poison in action, we're going to take out half of its health this turn. We don't have to continue playing. It doesn't matter what happens. Because we end our turn here, it takes 20 damage, going down to 20 health. It removes weaken and vulnerable. That doesn't matter. But no matter what we draw, we end our turn. It still has 20 poison on it. And just like that, we really made short work of the boss. But we are struggling on these hallway fights, I tell you. But can this poison engine take us all the way through Act 3? This has been Solo Party. My name is Kane. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.